So people will resent you because they feel like you're making progress, because they aren't making progress, but it's only because they choose not to put the work into it.
Hit me up, you know I got the fire. Yeah,
Let's go.
What's up, everybody? We here on The Vibe. I'm your host, DK. Today, I got my man, Rio, with me. What's up, dog?
What's going on with you? Good.
How you doing, brother?
How you, man?
Living life?
Yeah, man.
All right. So usually in this part of the interview, we talk about, the beginning of that shit. But you recently put out a documentary that kind of did all that for us, right?
Yeah.
So what was the mindset in creating a documentary, though?
Pretty much for that reason. Is more so like people that don't really know you. They don't have to like look at different like interviews and stuff like this to kind of get like where you from, in a sense.
Yeah,
they can kind of like watch that in one shot and learn like pretty much like who you are, and then from there they'll then go and research it. The whole idea is like they'll be like, I'm kind of interested in like what this dude like talking about, like where he from, and different stuff like that, and then they'll go and research different stuff. So it's pretty much the entry interview for one mass interview, like
I got it.
Like for everybody. Exactly. Yeah. So that was the whole like concept behind it, and then I tied it into like a show that I did, Hampton Road. So for also people to kind of see a little background work, behind the scenes type work with the studios, like live show type stuff, so people can really see like what is it that you actually do. Because I feel like I don't just rap, I do like a lot of different like things. So
what are some of the things that you do besides make music?
Well, of course I perform, but the difference is I own the shows that I perform on. So I'm not a promoter. It's kind of crazy. So I'm not a promoter because I can't compete with promoters, because that's a whole nother expertise. I just don't like doing a lot of shows that I can't really be in control of, because I want a certain amount of time, I want a certain look, I want certain stage set, and you can't get that when you're doing like so many other people like events. So that's what kind of started it. So I do that. I work with other artists. So those are like pretty much like the things, and then I'll actually start like the merch. Like my company merch, like getting that set up. So between like the music, producing with other artists, putting together shows, events, even shows that I'm not on, like I'll still put them together. Really? And then of course like the merch, so like one big brand.
So you talked about hosting your own shows, and talking more to that, because most people don't really understand the process of how getting in shows works. So what's your process?
Remember the first thing is the money, of course, because it's a difference in wanting to do music and wanting to do business. So that's what kind of separates. Like when you could be a dope ass rapper, but when you want to start talking the money of it, now you're talking business. That's a whole separate like lane. So when you go into more of the shows, you're dealing with more people who own venues who want to profit, and other artists that you might want to do the show, they want to profit, and of course you yourself want to profit. So now it's about the money of it. So you kind of got to take which kind of sucks, you kind of take the talent out of it in a sense, and everything becomes about business.
Can I make money off it?
Yes, that's strictly what it is when you go into a business field.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the hats have to change from more so being like that dope rapper, or now I'm saying, can I find this dope rapper that can generate income? Because now everybody has to like make money at this point. So that's the difference. So once you take that, you go into it knowing that it's more all about finances, strictly about finances. Nobody cares how dope you are. Nobody cares whatever. Can you generate money that everybody's gonna meet their bottom line? So then you start from there. So then the overall structure of it is, of course, you need to find, when you partner with the venue, you find like the right date. Of course, you're looking for somebody who hasn't been to the area like so often. What the venue is going to cost you, what now the ticket prices need to be based off of what the artist is going to cost you. Different fees, like now you have to promote it, you have to, so like everything is just about like the finances. It takes like the talent completely out of it, which is what I enjoy, because I like that side of it almost more than I like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you like doing the business side of it more than the music side of it?
Because I think like the music side is like so it's you. This is you. Like you wake up, and I feel like what people write, well, I know like what I write is, it's all me every day. So it's like it's nothing really to me entertaining because I'm just saying who I am every day.
I got you.
That is more of a challenge. You can wake up and be like, damn, I gotta figure out like how the hell can I like turn this X amount of whatever it is, $10, $15, $20,000, whatever, into
More.
double it.
Double it. What it more.
That's the challenge. And still be talented. So yeah, that's pretty much like the scope of it. And you're dealing with like more people. It's not just you. When you write a song, like the artist me, I can sit in my room and just write a song in an hour, whatever, and be done. That you're dealing with 20 people from the venue and the security and X, Y, and Z, and now you're dealing with like the host and the DJ and then the fans, because now it has to sell, so you have to like you just got to interact like a whole lot.
So at what point did you cross that? Like, I'm no longer gonna be the musician. I'm gonna be the whole package. I'm gonna own the show instead of be a part of the show. When was the transition to that?
When certain situations went bad.
Okay.
Right. That wasn't always my thought process. When I had disputes with like certain people, and I realized me having disputes with these people meant I was cut off from like certain things. Right.
Meaning?
So let's say if I wanted to do shows, I was dependent so much on other people to build the shows. So when they got pissed off at me, or I couldn't really say like what I wanted to say to them, because now when I say it, they can just be like, okay, now you're not gonna do my shows. So I was like, so now what are you gonna do? Now you dope, but you don't have no avenue. So my whole thing was to eliminate that whole people being able to own that side of you. Like, yo, you just got to figure out a way to be able to own the whole process. Yeah, so that way nobody really can tell you, not that nobody can tell you no, because you can still get told no, but like nobody can really direct or dictate
you
what
can
your
take control.
path.
Yeah, you control this, how it's gonna go. I mean, like you can be, I'm gonna go first, you can blah blah blah.
Yes.
Or like whatever you want it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm assuming there have been times where you've kind of had to take it back, and be like, okay, I'm not the headline in this show. What's the mentality of that? Like,
I think you have to like be real enough with yourself to know where you are in music. Like that's in my case, right?
Yeah.
I have to know that I'm still working towards trying to be like who I want to become. So it's somebody who just might be in a better position, fan base wise. It makes sense. That's where the business you gotta step in from.
You gotta kind of take over the musician's ego. Like, all right, come on, like we gotta.
Yeah, the business you gotta say, okay, you gotta humble yourself because other people are doing more stuff than you're doing. So this person deserves X, Y, and Z, which is not an easy thing to do because you feel like you're better than.
That's definitely why I wanted to ask the question, because like I mean obviously everyone thinks like I'm the shit, I'm the best. Like,
yeah. But the business side, you gotta be like, okay, there's somebody else who can generate more. So you just gotta kind of like take a step back. And it just make you work like a whole lot harder. I mean, granted, you still getting exposure because you're on like these events, like too. Yeah. But I mean, it's just people who doing better than you, just like pretty cut and dry. And you just need to figure out how you now gonna capitalize off of that and get to where you feel like those people are. Because it's plenty of people who do a lot more shit than I do. Like I'm nowhere near like where I want to be. Yeah. So that's why the business part of me says, okay, I want to work with those people to be able to create more like avenues. Yeah, I got you. That's cool.
So on top of running your own shows, you've created your own music company, right? We Are Music.
Yes.
What's that about?
Again, like to me, it's more being able to. I'm infatuated with teams. Okay. Right. Like no matter how like good I feel like I am, like I'm infatuated with like 97 Bad Boy and like 99 Rockefeller and 98 97 No Limit and So Def. Like I'm just infatuated with you have like this rapper and like this singer and this R&B group and this other rapper but nobody sounds like alike. Because if you look at these labels, everybody, like if you look at Bad Boy, Biggie sounded like Biggie, Mace bought Mace, Lil' Kim bought Lil' Kim, 112 bought 112, Total bought Total. So it's like being able to have so many different like avenues. So that's really what I want to create, is just a team of different type of talent, different type of people, to where I can kind of help go into the studio. And the role I would play is I can actually sit in the studio and help create like all of these songs. But that literally was the idea for the company, but also to be like the machine behind my talent too, because that's the company that pays for my shows.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's like the machine behind the artist.
So is it like a label? Like you have other artists signed? It's a whole like.
Yeah. Well, I actually don't like right now. That's my plans for the future.
What
Right now, I'm my artist. Like
I get you.
yeah,
Okay.
I invested like in myself, but the whole plan is in the future to be able to work with
Sign
like other people. Yeah,
have them then kind of.
yeah, because that's what I would prefer more. Like I want to perform, like be an artist too, but ultimately, like my dream is to be able to have like 10 artists, and we all just can tour together. We can all just like that type of thing.
Yeah. So what is the end goal? What is like in like 2050? Whenever you're like, I can say I've made it. What are you doing? What's going on?
I have a $1 billion company, because ultimately that's what
It's a good start.
that's what I like want, because to me that's what it creates, like generational wealth in a sense.
Yeah.
Right. So that's like the main thing. It needs to be like a company that is extremely profitable.
Yeah.
And so if it's not, I really don't care about how much recognition you get if it's not money
ain't
in the
making
bank.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really don't care.
Gotcha.
So that's the number one thing. Like, it has to be a company that is completely profitable. And I want to be able to then have maybe my nephews or like different people like that be able to just be in charge of like certain stuff.
Yeah.
That's my ultimate
Be able to take
goal.
care of the
Yeah.
future of your family.
Yeah. I just want to be able to like sit back and have this company that over time has created so much like history music wise. There's like a difference when you hear when a 112 song come on. It's like you remember where you were when that
Yeah.
was a big song.
Gotcha.
Or like when What We Do, like with Freeway, BD Siegel, Jay-Z, you just know like the time like of that song. So like I want stuff like that under my belt, but then I also want to be able to sit back and let my family be able to like live off of it for a long time.
Gotcha. So doing this company and being around these people, you've gotten to meet some pretty cool people, right?
Yeah.
Who are some of the bigger names that everyone would notice that you've?
I got a chance to meet in the beginning I got a chance to meet Teddy Riley. That's who's been my biggest inspiration, one of my biggest inspirations throughout like my entire music like journey. And, Teddy Riley, I got to open for some good people like in time, like Lil Mo, J. Cole, Juicy J, Pusha T, Ashanti,
Tossing out
Timbaland and
tossing out some
Missy.
big names here.
Yeah, Timbaland and Missy. A lot, like I don't know, I just landed in like the right spots. Like,
Is that how you would describe
a lot of
most of your
times.
success? Is that you've just kind of been in the right place, done the work at the right amount of time?
Well, I think I've chosen the right things to go after. So it's almost like I use this philosophy like a lot, like in life. You can measure 100 times, cut once.
Yeah.
Or you can measure once, cut 100 times. I measure 1,000 times, and I cut one time. But the one time I cut is precision. So that's I think that's how I got it. I really didn't chase like a lot of random open mics, random X1s just to make it seem like I was doing like a lot of stuff. I knew when it was something I could really benefit off of it, and that's how I got what I wanted.
So what would you say to the people that are chasing those open mics, that are looking for like the quick, I'm a rapper?
Yeah, I think it depends on where you are. Open mics pretty much should be setting you up to develop how you perform, not to build the base. And this is all just my opinion.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
I mean, this is your interview.
But open mics are really amateur.
Yeah.
Right. So you developing how you perform. If you go into open mics to get a record deal, I guess in a sense, I don't think you're in the right place. If you go in there to really get because most times it's 25, 30, people. Not saying that it can't be somebody important in that group, but a lot of times it's those 25, 30 people or the other 25, 30 artists that's on the on the bill, right? So it's really not.
And then 3 stragglers like, what's going on over
here?
here?
Yeah, exactly. So you're really not gaining in a sense. So I think open mic should just be more to like, okay, I'm gonna do these, figure out just my style of performing, like how I like working the crowd, different stuff like that. And then once you figure that out, you should then start moving into more bigger type.
Would you
like
suggest starting like creating your own shows, or would you suggest trying to get into other people's shows? Like from the start, like if you could do it over, would you initially start creating shows?
If I could do it over personally, I would go straight into my own because I want all of the like the profit.
You think that's the best route? Just go straight into it. You should like get your bread right and create your own.
Yeah. Because think about it, the person that's doing the show,
they're making all
that's what they're doing. Like you just weren't smart enough because you wanted to be the rapper. You just weren't smart enough. They can't rap. So their avenue was you so focused on being a rapper to where they're focused on, I can use this rapper because people, let's say if it is 20 people that like you, and if 20 people is going to pay $10 or whatever, they're $15 to come to see you. If you want to rap, shit, here's the mic, go up there, rap. But as long as these 25 people come, they give me $10. Now we're like, I'm booming over here. So to me, it always makes sense to do like your own. Why would you be on well, not why would you, but like I would ask myself, why would I be on somebody else's show that has 500 people there, that is not my show, opposed to doing my own show that has 100 people there that gave me $10.
Yeah, the 100 people, they all paid you.
That's $1,000. Like, so it all depends on what you after. Some people don't really even want that lane, so you can't even say everybody should do it that way, because some people just want to rap. Some people just gonna be that rapper. They just want to be signed to a record
like,
label.
Make music,
give me some money, whatever it is. I don't care. You can take the $2 million, just give me 50,000. Yeah, we good. Some people just like that.
Yeah, I mean, because 50,000 is still a lot of money. Yeah, but if you want the,
not to the person who's
making $2 million, right? Like, here you go. You can have this.
Right, exactly. So that's my whole like philosophy with it. I think whatever people think works for them, it works for them, because there's more than one way to get it. I just feel like, to me, ownership is huge. Like, it's huge.
Own the business. Don't be a part of it.
Yes.
I like that. So then you kind of transition that into everything. I feel like of what I've seen, like you only do the best because you record at QuadStudios, which is a very notable studio. So how'd you get in contact with that?
You know what? It's so crazy. All you have to do is reach out to them. And this is actually a message too, like the people that hit me up that ask me how.
Small town rappers
that will ask me, how the hell did you record a Quad? If you go to the Quad website, right? It's a number on the it's real shit. It's a number on the website, bro. You call the number, you email, you speak to somebody, they set up your session, you go there, you record your music. Like, you pick your engineer. It's not rocket science.
Yeah. That's how, because I have friends that are like, oh yeah, I'm talking to this person. I'm always like, how? Because I'm like, as a fan, I'm like, what? But then you really, it's like, they're just talking. I mean, it costs more money to go there.
That's the difference. If you want to get into that side of it, you're not going to pay them $20.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to cost a little.
Yeah, you're going to have a budget. But again, it's, do you want to, I mean, I don't know. It's up to the person. Everything is about, because again, that's a business. QuadStudios is a company. They run a business of recording songs, so they're not the average. Your homeboy is just sitting in your basement, just like, give me $50, whatever, $30 an hour. That's all. It's in the middle of Times Square. Like,
I saw your videos. I'll play a little video right here. It's crazy.
It's bro. Legit. That's what Tupac got shot at.
I know. That's why it's like, dude, it's.
And I was in the elevator, right? And everybody that get in the elevator is like, oh shit. So when the elevator opened up, we was like, oh shit, like this how it opened up. He was like right here, my homeboy Lou was with me. And I was like, yo, do you realize it's the same fucking elevator? Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, I mean, you gotta do it. Like, that's, if you want to be a rapper, like that's the money. I always tell people, like, blah blah. I was like, that's the money you should be investing. That's money you should be spending.
Yes.
Like, you should.
I mean, because you're gonna have to.
Yeah, like that's really what you want to do.
Look at it this way: and like this can kind of like tie into like everything we're gonna talk about like in this conversation. When McDonald's decide, right, that they're gonna open up a McDonald's, right, they already know off top they got to build this building, which is probably gonna be what, X amount of millions, I don't know,
Yeah.
right? They got to train the people. It's gonna be another X amount, hundreds of thousands, whatever. They need the land. It's gonna be X, Y, Z. They start in this business in the red. Period.
Yeah.
Every business, you starting in the red because you funding it.
Yeah.
They just know they're gonna get that back like over time.
Yeah.
So what makes like music any different? It's a business.
It's not any different.
Name me a business to where you're just gonna sit at home, you're just gonna be you, and you're gonna generate money. That's called talent if you can rap. Business means you put in money, you flip that money, and you get that double, triple, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
So what makes like music people think is any different than you have to spend money?
Yeah.
That goes back to like whether it's studios, whether it's like videos, whether it's like whatever it is. Even people like at radio, people seem to believe that like hits just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like people don't have radio budgets. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people buy like hits.
They buy that. Yeah.
They buying that promotion. Labels buy when you hear like they go Nicki Minaj every hour starting at 11 o'clock. We're gonna play 11, 12.
She paid for that. Yeah.
But she can afford it.
Yeah.
Like the marketing.
Yeah.
People have like marketing comments, but like people seem to think when they invest money, it's like somebody's asking for you to give them money. It's not what it is. You're investing in getting you further.
Some people really don't understand that. They don't understand that money really makes everything.
Yes.
Money makes everything go round.
I mean, most times.
It takes money to get. That's a lot of cliche quotes I just said, but
no, but all facts.
It's so true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Because everything. Yeah, you said like a video, like studio. It costs money, but like if you're gonna do it right, it's gonna make you some money. Yes. Now, if you're gonna go to your friend $50, you're probably not. You can put it on SoundCloud. You might maybe a little bit. I don't know, might get some clout, but it's really.
And then it's also like how you presenting it, like making yourself different from other people too. Like you can't shoot the same $10 video.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, if just you personally, you scroll through videos, right? It's gonna be something about one of those videos, whether it's the quality, whether it's like the locations. It just looked like they spent. That's what's gonna attract you, because that's natural. Like it's the perception. It's like the presentation of it.
And even whenever you see, like I remember when I'm scrolling, and I see someone like on the behind the scenes, like, oh, it looks legit. I'm like, yo, like
exactly. It looks differently, right? Exactly. It's just a different scale.
It's a whole. Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. So I mean, people got to invest like money into their stuff. That's common sense is not so common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it shows. I mean, your most recent album that came out it was high quality. It was good. For those guys who know, My Mouth to God's Ears is what came out, man. That's. I mean, I fucked with it, man. You got a lot of different You got a lot of different styles on there.
Yeah.
Do you use different styles to like approach different audiences, or what's the mentality behind that?
Actually, it's all me. I'm just smart enough to know you still are in a business ultimately. So like when I record those songs, it's not me saying, okay, now I need this type of song, now I need this type of song, now I need this type of song. That's like the music I listen to, right? I listen to smart people. I listen to who consider smart people. And I listen to people who consider trash. Yeah. I like the happy medium.
Okay, so who would you say would be a nice happy medium, just for the people watching?
I think myself. I would be the happy medium. Yeah, that's a good answer, right?
That's a good answer. All right, so I got about this.
So no, but I don't think I really like force a sound like on the album. It's literally I get with my producers. They pretty much know my sound, which I work with a dude by the name of Lolo Beats. He did 99% of it, and then Allure did like a record for me too, who was also like my DJ. But when me and Lolo got together, it was send me like all of these different sounds, and then I could kind of make them cohesive. Yeah. So he literally just send me music. When I was creating the album, it was more my personality is balanced. I like talking about real shit, then I like partying, and I like feeling relationship type stuff, and I like feeling. So it's all just literally
the different
how I feel.
Okay.
Right. the business side have to step in, because now you also have to make some catchy shit. Like, 'cause for people to, it all goes back to, you know what I'm saying? It can be dope, but now you got to create some business shit. So then I kind of think, okay, I need this hook. Maybe instead of doing the hook this way, maybe I need to do the hook this way to make it a little bit more like catchy in a sense. But in terms of the content itself, it's all literally all true, like all facts. I'm sitting at home and writing.
So what would you say your favorite style of music to make? Like, obviously it's like rap, but like what, you know how like rap is like there's a bunch of different, you make like the lit turn up music, you can make the chill, like the medium, the work, the lyricism. What would say your favorite style to make is?
I actually like vulnerable music, because it's something that at different times in like whatever other people have going on, like in their life, they can go and listen to it. Now, don't get me wrong, I like partying, I like upbeats. Yeah. But it's like some days to where people, you're thinking it's somebody who might be going through like relationship stuff. It might make some people who are like, it's people who go through relationship stuff. It's people who was not born in the best like situations. It's people. So you want like, ultimately those feelings last longer than the club feeling.
Absolutely.
So as of right now, like in the moment, it's the party. Yeah. But when it's all said and done, people want to be able to say, okay, next year, you feel a certain way. You want, let's say if you got a girlfriend, whatever, you're going through X, Y, and Z, you want to be able to find a song when you, whether you pissed off, whether you in your feelings, it got to be a song you got to be like, I can go and listen to this damn song. That's what I like making them.
So who would you say was some of your favorite artists to listen to growing up?
Artist-wise, Puff was the number one.
And then
Puff Daddy in the family. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about that.
But
Puff was definitely number one, because we was broke. Like the time we lived, like 6 of us in the same crib, and the stuff that he was talking about and what he was doing at the time, listening to his music. I feel like people always think I'm crazy when I say that, but listening to his music made me feel like I had what he was talking about. So when he's talking about, you see him with Versace shirt, like open, driving backwards in the Hypnotized, whatever video. You feel like you got that. You see him in the Hate Me Now video, the More Money, More Problems video. It's like you seeing all of this stuff that's like really pushing you to say, that's what I want. Like that's like I want to do that. Like it's something that this dude is doing that's fucking crazy. And the songs is good. Like the music was hitting number one. So they were selling millions of albums on top of it. But to me, it was more the lifestyle that was like, I want to do whatever it is that this dude is doing. I want to do that, because he seemed to be an important dude. So that would be the ultimate main person when I was growing up. Yeah. Then I kind of slowly, I heard In My Lifetime Volume 1. I heard Jay-Z album. And then I went back and listened to Reasonable Doubt, which was the first album. And then I kind of started growing into Jay. So between Bad Boy and then Rockefeller, that was pretty much my sound growing up. Of course, different R&B stuff too, because I was like studio with Teddy, but for the most part, it's Bad Boy, Rockefeller. But Bad Boy was strictly it. I listened to nobody else when Bad Boy albums is out.
That's what's up. Talk about being Puff, man, because that must have been crazy. I mean,
so he was at NYU.
Okay.
And crazy thing is, I had been to New York 5 or 6 times because I went to do the Apollo, right? So I would be at the Apollo, but when I was in New York, I would stop by his office on Broadway to kind of stand outside, see if he was gonna come out. He came out one time before. This was maybe after like 4 trips. He came out one time before, but he had rushed in the street, so he just spoke. He was like, "How y'all doing?" type thing. He got in his like baby blue Maybach and then drove up the street. I was like, shit, I want a picture. So I kept trying, and then the more like successful he got, he started doing in like appearances. So it was kind of hard to get him. Like right now, if you're trying to meet Jay-Z, you had a better chance in '99 than you do like today, right?
Absolutely.
So it was hard to meet him. So He was coming to NYU, and he put on his Instagram, and I was like, bet, I got it.
Yeah.
So I bought the tickets to it. He was doing the Times talk for the New York Times. So we sit down with Torre and talk about his career, life, whatever. So I bought tickets to it. I left. I was there I started at 7:30. I was there by 3:00 in line. First person in line. Absolute first person in line.
Committed.
Yes, I meant that I was gonna have this front seat. So, I watched him talk, and in the row that I was sitting in, it was like his kids, like Harv, who works for him, like all of his like team
people,
is just like in this row. So I'm like smack dab in the front, and he's like sitting right here, just like right here, talking, and I'm like, shit, like he's right there. Yeah. So when it was over, they allowed you to ask different questions. So anyway, when it was over, he came up to like the stage, and then he started like speaking to different people, and yeah, I got a chance to speak with him, and the first thing that came to mind to me was, because now is you have the biggest inspiration of your life, like in your face, right now, like for maybe 20 seconds. What are you gonna say? What do you say to that person? It could be anything. Like you could be that dude. What I said was, I thanked him for inspiring me every single day. I was like, you're my biggest inspiration. Like a lot of the reason that I keep working towards certain things. Like I appreciate you. Thank you for X, Y, and Z. He was like, just keep going. Don't stop. Typical. The typical like,
shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's probably heard that a couple.
Yeah. But he was just like, just keep going. Don't stop. X, Y, and Z. So then that was over. But then check this out. He was in DC 3 days later. I live here.
Oh,
right. So he came to the park 3 days later.
Yeah.
And of course, I bought the ticket. Yeah. Of course, make sure I went there. So when I went in, he ended up coming in, and I was up top, and he was like at the bottom. And when he came in, he looked straight up. It's on my Instagram too. Yeah, it's a video. He came in and he looked straight up, and he pointed up as if like, I just fucking seen you. Like,
he saw you.
Yeah, he looked at me and he pointed up. It's on my Instagram. Yeah, he pointed up. He was like, yo, and I was like, yo, I just fucking see. Bro, I was ready to go at that point. Wow. I seen everything I wanted this. I ain't give a shit whether he performed. I ain't give a shit whether
this, like,
bro. And yeah, so then when I went outside, that's when I seen Vic Mensa.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
outside. Yeah, and then I talked to Vic Mensa about he was opening up the 444 tour. So I was like, yo, that's fucking dope as shit. You could open up like Jay show. And then I told him about like the Wild 'N Out episode he was on. He was like clowning everybody. Yeah. So that's how that happened. But it was real dope though. I got to meet him 2 times in 3 days.
That's sweet, man. That's sweet. So what's next for you, man? What you got going on after this?
So album is out now.
Of course.
M.M.T.G.E is out. I put a documentary out. So they're both out right now. So now it's more about doing shows and promo, which is obviously like
stuff like
today.
That. Yeah.
So that's pretty much it. Is like the entire year. I wanted to make an album that could last me a year. Honestly, that was my whole thought process. I'm gonna have a song that I can shoot 10 songs, 10 videos, and then just hit the stage.
Are you gonna shoot a video for each
every song?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
what's the first one you're gonna do?
Well, Magic video is already done, and then I'll shoot No. In like 2 weeks.
So then whenever you're making your music videos, do you go all out as well? I'm assuming you do it right. Like, do you how
the quality of it has to make sense.
Yeah.
And like the concept of it has to make sense. So again, I'm more willing to spend money to shoot video if it's gonna look a certain way, because you want the same way when you record a song, you want Taylor Swift song to be able to go off and yours come on and it sounds no different quality wise. Same thing with videos. So I definitely spend the money. And
so what was the reason to name your album My Mouth to God's Ears?
Okay, so the reason I named the album that is because I feel like I have a lot of conversations different artists, producers, rappers, singers, whatever it is, friends in general, right? And I would say certain things to where I knew what my goals or like what my plans were. Even though you're not there, I know what like my plans and goals are. And I would have these conversations with people, and it wouldn't make sense to them because they like doing what they do every day. They have a certain comfort level. I mean, I was telling you about how I want to own the show.
Yeah.
But the people I talk to were comfortable doing just doing open mics. So when I talk to them, really, what kind of dialogue are we having? You don't understand. You understanding nothing that I'm saying. So it's a disconnect somewhere. So I started thinking about it like, look, who do I actually call when I want advice on certain things? Because the same people that I would, I guess if you want to call it like friends, they're not willing to grow in the way I'm willing to grow. So when I try to have the conversation with them and then it don't lead to conversation, and now I'm distancing myself from you, now I'm being funny, and now we have a whole nother type of issue. But the biggest thing is you weren't willing to grow and to learn certain things like I was. So I named it that because who the hell else listened to me? But I feel like everything that I say, it falls on. Well, that's how I felt at a certain time. Okay. Everything that I said, it shit. God gotta be the only person. Like, that's like hearing me, because I can't call, if you my homeboy, right? You're a rapper. Again, I'm not chasing rap career. I'm trying to grow a business. Yeah. Right. So when I need certain advice from you, or when I need to talk about certain things, what can you tell me? But on the same token, you want me to do certain things for you, because now that I'm growing the show, you now want to be that same person that's on the show. Yeah. And that's not gonna happen, because the groundwork, you weren't a part of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where I kind of got the name from, was more, I was at a space too, I was like, I honestly don't think there's nobody right now that's really chasing the same thing I'm chasing, and that's serious about it. A lot of people will say different things, and they want to do X, Y, and Z. That's 100% serious about it. And I felt like that's what it was. Everything I feel like I'm saying on the album is going straight to somebody else and not to the people around me.
So now, do you associate yourself with better people, I guess? Like more people that would actually listen to you? Like if you found a group of people that...
Yeah. Well, I minimize it.
Okay. So
I minimize, but then at this point, I only deal with people who... from a business like level. Yeah. At one point, I would deal with people. It's like, oh, we all cool, whatever. Let's try the X, Y, and Z. But once I realized you don't understand like what you really got to do, like, or what we really got to do, it's not like cut you off. So like the only time I really interact with people now is that if it leads to some type of like business interaction or something. Like I'm not looking for, not being funny, but like I'm not looking for like new friends.
You ain't talking money. I don't want to talk.
And you don't want to say it that way, but it's like what else is it that we really have to talk about? And it's mainly because like those same people, like when we were all trying to get the same thing, refused to listen, refuse to like do certain things. Like, you know, I went to the Apollo in New York. I was 17, 18 maybe. I went to the Apollo in New York, and I caught the bus from Hampton Roads, like on the Greyhound. It was like 6 hour drive. I left overnight, and I went and stood in the line. I got there like 6:30 in the morning, and I stood in the line. Didn't start till like 2 o'clock. I stood in the line, right? And you know, I knew maybe 30, 40 other artists in Hampton Roads at the time. Yeah. You know how many of them like went there?
How many?
Not one. I caught the bus by myself from Hampton Roads at 17 to New York City in the middle of Harlem.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So to me, that let me know right there what we like. You know what I'm saying? Like what we really chasing. And like, are you talking to people who are motivating you every day? You talking to people that's inspiring you every day? Or you just talking to people that's just They're gonna talk a good game.
Yeah, you got to surround yourself with a good group of people. Right?
Exactly.
Make you want to become better and not content. That's what I'm a very big believer in that. You know, people you choose to have around you affect who, like, you know,
a whole lot.
Yeah, if you just hang around a bunch of bums. Like,
what do you really expect?
All right, brother. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate you coming out today, man.
Man.
You're a cool dude. You got a cool shit. Looking forward to everything in the future, brother.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna definitely keep in touch.
Appreciate you.
The vibe.